Says summer enthusiasm, right? Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate you coming again today for our July monthly member mixer. We've got a half a dozen slides to go through, some announcements, some updates, and then we're happy to answer questions and then open up people to network and talk if they like, as long as they want to today too. So my name is John Stacy. I'm Executive Director of GAMA. Want to welcome you today, and some members of the team are here. If they want to introduce themselves as well, that'd be great.
Chris Materni, Deputy Director. Welcome, everybody.
Paul McGraw, Events Manager. Hello.
Kelly McNogna, Communications Manager. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
See what I saw Paul sneaking in there. Where's Paul? There you are.
Oh, I said hello, but let me turn my microphone on. Sorry about that.
Barely. Paul's muted. It's fine. Let's see. I see that I've got Greg's on the line today with us, and Melissa's here. Colin's with us, and Adam is here as well. So we'll get started.
Sorry. Sorry,
okay.
everyone. I said hi. Paul McGraw, Events Manager. Didn't have my megaphone on before. Sorry about that.
And people were multitasking if you're doing other things. I thought I'd just introduce everybody to kind of speed things along. So no worries. Awesome. All right. So the first thing we have up, of course, is, oops, I need to do it on this screen, not that screen. There we go. The membership restructuring updates. As I'm hopefully you've seen, we announced last on social media as well as the weekly newsletter that the GAMA members have adopted a new set of bylaws on July 2nd, last Friday. This is a major change for the organization in our 44-year history. We have created 6 new voting membership groups, which are creators. That's designers, authors, artists, people involved in that capacity of the industry, media and events, production, manufacturers, publishers, retailers, and wholesalers. Each of these membership groups will have 2 representatives on the board of directors, and the 12 of them will constitute our new board. And then those 12 will then elect their officers for the association. In addition, we have a non-voting category, which is communicating members, and anybody can choose to be in that group if they like. So here are some next steps. I should say next, not net, but next steps. The board and I are in process of drafting new voting membership group guidelines, which hopefully will be approved at the July 15th board meeting next week. And these are just be placeholder guidelines to get us set up running so we can elect the new members to the board of directors. And then once that's done, each membership group can then go and edit and modify their membership group guidelines as they wish. Now, those have to be approved by the board of directors, so they can't just go willy-nilly and do things, but they have to make sure they operate within our bylaws as a whole. But this will allow each division to basically set up their own governing rules of how they do meetings and that sort of things. Next, the staff and I are currently working on confirming with each member which membership group that they wish to be a part of. With the next 2 weeks, you should get an email from us outlining, saying, you are a publisher, you are a retailer, you are a designer, whatever. And you can list if you want to stay in that category, if you want to be in a different category. We know that a lot of businesses have multiple hats that they wear, and it's up to you to choose which of the 6 categories you want to fit into. Or if you want to be a communicating member, you can do that as well. But it is a limited role to be a communicating member. That'll be up for you to decide as a member of the association. The new bylaws do create some new committees, and so we're recruiting volunteers to be on those committees. We currently have a membership committee, but it's going to be expanded from the current 3 to 6. We've created a new appeals committee of people for companies that have been found in violation of our code of conduct, which is also in process. They could be either suspended or be removed from the association. There's an opportunity for them to appeal to the members to be reinstated. And so we're looking for volunteers for membership, appeals, and the code of conduct committees. You'll hear more about those in the coming weeks as well. And the goal is to have elections in September for each voting group to elect 1 representative to be on the board of directors. And then next March at Expo, we'll have the second round of elections for the second representatives on the board of directors. I know that's a lot to cover in a short distance. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. And I see that Will's here and a couple of people from the Vice Committee here as well, and we'll be happy to try to answer questions you might have. And if you are going to say something, please make sure you turn your megaphone on so the whole room can hear you. Anybody? Okay, great.
Actually,
Uh,
I thought you were
that's
going
right.
to do that later on.
Well, no,
Uh,
I just want to do it while we're at this thing. This is a big change. I figure we should open it up now.
Yeah. Well, if it's specifically about this, I didn't really have much in the questions. I always want a more different comments, so maybe I'll wait till later. But
Okay.
something you said that each of these groups will be setting its own bylaws, or did I misunderstand what you were saying?
They have operating guidelines. Currently, the wholesale division and the GRD have their operating procedures, like how many officers they have, what committees they have, what tasks that they do. And so each division can create its own rules within that, as long as they're operating under the larger bylaws of the organization.
Okay.
We want to make sure they had some autonomy within the groups, but obviously we're all one organization.
And remind me, are there going to be? Does that mean there's no directors at large anymore?
That is correct. Those will be phased out next March. Well, I should take that back. Actually, each division is voting membership group will have 2 representatives on the board of directors, which are basically at-large directors, but they represent just their voting group.
And if I may, hello everybody. Sorry, I was having trouble with my special chat. Just to clarify, the division do not write their own bylaws. There is only one set of bylaws. Those are the bylaws that you guys approved recently. Each division can write some regulation and rules about how they want to manage their own internal things, but they are not writing their own bylaws that are making them regulate the way they want. They are part of the membership, if that makes sense. Each division abide to the main bylaws of the GAMA bylaws, but for administration purpose, each division has the liberty to, if they want to change the way they are electing their 2 representatives on the board, then they can do that. They have latitude for that, but they are not creating a different set of bylaws separate from the bylaws. And they jurisdiction or power or anything, the legal power of GAMA still reside in the board of director. And technically, every single person on the board of director is a director at large, that represent the membership, and 4 of them are going to be chosen amongst those 12 to be officers.
Thank you, Stefan, for clarifying that.
Mm-hmm.
So as I mentioned, in the next 2 weeks, you'll get an email from GAMA confirming which membership category you want to be involved in. And that will help us when we do the balloting in September for the voting for your representatives on the board of directors. It's important you let us know which of the 6 divisions you want to be in. And again, if you're thinking about this, there'll be time at the end for more questions as well. So if you don't think of anything now, that's fine. You can always email me or members of the board if you have any other clarification questions you want to ask about the new bylaws. Okay. So next up,
a
sorry,
small
go ahead.
question if I can. Sorry about that.
Sure.
This is Paul, by the way. But I had a small question that I thought maybe the members might want to know. If they don't answer the survey that we send out, do they just default to the one that they're already in, or how does that work?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for asking that.
Sure. Hope it clarified.
Yeah. Okay. We have one education program on the book so far for this month. This is actually a presentation which was presented during GAMA Expo this past March. That was very well received, and so we're doing an encore of it next week on the July 14th. This will be via Zoom. You'll see information how to sign up for this in the newsletter that went out today, as well as next week's. And if you're able to attend it in person, it'll be recorded and it'll be available on our on-demand channel. So. Origins is coming up. We were talking about that this morning. We're 12 weeks from today. We kick off the trade day at Origins, which is on September 29th, Wednesday 29th, and Thursday, September 30th. We mentioned last month that we've expanded trade dates to 2 days, starting on Wednesday the 29th and continuing on Thursday the 30th. Each day will have educational programs, There'll be demo nights both evenings. And then on Friday morning, when we open up the exhibit hall, retailers will be able to access the hall an hour early for kind of a preview. We have more information coming out about this on the schedule. I know we're working with the GRD and with our team to finalize the presentation schedule. We have been sending out information on sponsorships. If you're interested in being part of the trade day, whether the full trade day or just having a demo table on one of the 2 nights, please drop me an email and I'll have the information to you. An item that did come up last month during our call was the idea that we wanted to create an alternative space to Big Bar on 2, because it is important that we have a space that people who don't feel that they have to imbibe with alcohol to socialize and network, because that is a huge factor in a lot of events that we do in the industry. So we wanted to create an alcohol-free area for networking and playing games for members. There'll be space available for that as well in the evenings during the show. So that's something we're definitely going to be committed to and doing this year. We are an announcement for those of you who are exhibitors. We will be getting out in the next week or so the information on booth placement, which does start later this month for the exhibitors. That's going really well for the exhibit hall. It is currently a waiting list. As I think you may hopefully have seen that we are partnering with a group called Gdex. That's a video game development group here in Columbus. They usually have about 3,000 to 5,000 attendees at their show. They're going to be co-locating with us this year, and they're going to have 40 booths within the exhibit hall for their vendors, as well as having some seminars, workshops about game development from a video perspective, as well as tabletop game development. And that'll be running on Friday through Sunday. And so we're looking at about 250 exhibitors between both shows in the exhibit hall. So it's a pretty full hall this year. So we're very excited about that. And again, if you are a member of GAMA, you do receive 2 complimentary badges per company to come. If you want to be part of that, you go on to the Origins Game Fair website. There's a form you can fill out there, and we can make sure we get you signed up for your free badges. Any questions about Origins that I or the team can answer for you today?
Hi, question I probably should know the answer to by now. I'm always confused by what exactly the trade days are and who they're for, who's supposed to be there, whether it's retailers and customers, or it's publishers, or it's distributors and retailers, or what exactly that's set up for. Could you just kind of give a quick rundown of trade days for me?
Sure, happy to do that, John. So it's kind of like a mini expo in that we've got on Wednesday, we're doing retailer seminars with their peer presentations. There'll be a demo night that evening. On Thursday morning, we're going to be doing general industry education programs geared towards designers and publishers, and maybe a retailer presentation as well, but we're still working on the details for Thursday morning. Thursday afternoon, there'll be the premiere presentation like we do at Expo, where publishers will be talking to retailers, talking about their products. Retailers who do attend that will receive a retailer box like we do at Expo. And then that evening, there'll be demo nights as well. So definitely someone's like a snapshot, if you will, of the 5-day Expo squeezed into about 36 hours. Does that help answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, happy to answer.
Will there be any sort of virtual component to Origins this year?
Yes, we are doing a hybrid program. We'll be live streaming from the hall for the convention center. We'll be doing some online programming as well. We have an online exhibit hall this year through a software called Eventany. That is the software platform that Dragon Con and San Diego Comic-Con uses for their online show this year. And so exhibitors who are at the in-person show receive a complimentary booth for the online show to reach the attendees. And other people who can't make it in Columbus but still wants to be part of the online show, they can reach out to me and I get information about being an exhibitor at that show too. We're still trying to figure out how we can maybe stream some of the content from Trade Day to the members as well. And we're sort of working that out for Wednesday and Thursday. My hope is at least part of that will be live streamed out to retailers and members who can't come to Columbus for trade days. But definitely there is going to be a hybrid show this year.
Okay. Do you have a kind of an ETA on when we're going to know something about that? Because I'm one of those that I can't get away. I'm the only person here. If I leave here, I have to close. And so I'd love to go to Origins, but I can't.
Sure. Well, we're finalizing the schedule now. We should have that out by the beginning of August for trade day at least. And we'll let you know what that will be live streamed. We do have a tentative schedule already for Origin itself for consumers. That should be out early August as well. Thank you for the question. Anyone else?
Yeah, quick one. I'm not planning to exhibit this year, but I might in a future year. So I wanted to understand one thing regarding the trade days. So the exhibit hall will be open for trade people essentially. So it becomes a little bit like GAMA. What happens as far as, publisher members or wholesale members who are not exhibiting? What's available to them on trade days?
Sure. So to clarify, the exhibit hall does not open until Friday to consumers. There will not be like an exhibit hall like we do it in Reno, where we have it set up with the booths and all that. There'll basically be seminars and presentations, small group on Wednesday and Thursday, demo nights Wednesday and Thursday, and then the GAMA members who attend trade day can get in early to the main exhibit hall Friday morning for an hour before it opens to the
Oh,
public.
I see. Okay, so not on the trade days itself.
Correct.
The way some conventions do, where there's a day when retailers can get in but not consumers. So that's not happening at this trade day.
Right. They can get in an hour early for like a preview before it opens to
Okay.
the public at 10 a.m. on Friday. The retailers will get in at 9 a.m.
Okay.
That's a good question. Thanks, Andy. This is kind of a wild experience. I'm looking at my slides on a different screen, and I'm like just hearing voices popping in because I can't see the spatial chat screen on my slideshow, so I can't tell people are doing things. So, does anyone else have any other questions about Origins? Awesome, great. All right. So one thing we've been trying to do is to increase our presence online for consumers, and so we actually created a Twitch channel with a couple of programs that are on there. And so I've got there's 3 of them currently that we're running on our program on our channel. And actually, Adam's here. If you want to talk a little bit, Adam, about some of the programs that we're working on and what you're doing with the live streaming, that'd be really great.
Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
everyone. It's going to be interesting because I'm hearing myself as I talk here because I'm also running the recording. But yeah, we're going to be streaming every day on our Twitch channel. And right now we're looking at all of sort of the big events, the Origins Awards, the cosplay contest. We're going to be doing the Smithies, as well as some actual play work. We're working on coordinating with one of our regular... Sorry, I'm pulling something up here. No.
So while he's talking about the program itself at Origins, it's going to be a very robust live stream program. But leading up to that, we have a couple of things we've been doing. For example, we've started an Origins Spotlight, which airs every other week on Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern. The next one coming is July 13th, and then July 27th is the one after that. We started in March doing a monthly program on our Twitch channel, which is FLSG Day. And each month we interview 2 stores from across the country, actually internationally now, as well as a publisher. And so the one for this month will be July 31st. We actually have our GRD chair, Jennifer Ward, will be one of our guests this month. So very excited to talk to her about that. And then we have a new program, which is geared towards consumers, which is Hilltop Otaku, which is looking between the intersection between tabletop games and anime. And that airs on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern. And that is a weekly program. That actually is in partnership with a company called Wasabi Anime, who actually does the programming at Origins for anime. And trying to build that adjacent attendance group into come to Origins. So that's the reason we're doing this project. And we hired B. Zelda to be the host for that program. They are based out of Canada, and they do a great job of hosting that program each week at Thursday at 6 p.m. And so you can watch these on our Twitch channel, which is listed there.
and some of you may have actually seen some of the Origin Spotlight that we were doing before the show started, before this presentation started. Actually, you can spot all of those on our YouTube channel as well. Coming up next week, we are going to have our partner with the boardroom on. So we're going to be talking about how that is going to be working this year and what changes may be in place for that. And then our guest for Tabletop Otaku this week is Arcane Wonders. And next week we are going to have they are the Mark McKinnon, who is the creator of Big Eye Small Mouth RPG. So
Great.
just give
Thanks,
you a few
Adam. Appreciate
previews.
it. And so I see there's a question in the chat from Wes asking about if virtual attendees will be qualified for the retailer box. I don't know the answer to that because normally we don't ship the boxes from Origins like we do for Expo. And I don't know how much of the trade we'll be able to stream out to retailers. So I don't have an answer for that question, but I made a note to circle back with you on that.
One other thing to let everyone know about here for our Origins live streaming schedule, we are still building out our Origins live stream schedule for Twitch. So if you are looking for an opportunity to do some sort of promotion or some actual play events or some other promotional event for your organization, games that you've got publishing, or just contact me or John, contact us for trying to schedule a promotional event for part of that live stream schedule. We've got openings on Thursday and Friday for that.
Thank you, Adam. And then I see Rick asked a question in the chat regarding creating an audience for the Twitch channel. I know that communications team, Greg and Kelly and Adam, have been working figuring out how to build our audience for Origins in general and getting them over to the Twitch channel. And so if you have suggestions on that, Rick, I'm sure they'd appreciate to hear that. And I like the idea about reaching out to Twitch by getting a front page promotion during Origins Game Fair. So that's a really good idea. And I'm sure Greg's taking notes here since I saw him on here earlier. So thank you for that suggestion. Thinking specifically about Twitch, since it's a new platform for us, based on past experiences, we'd be happy to take that advice and share it with the communications team. So any other questions about Origins or about our Twitch live stream efforts? Great. We do have a couple other programs we'll be rolling out later this year on Twitch, but I'm not going to give spoilers away today because Adam's still building those. But as soon as those are ready, we'll be announcing those in the coming weeks as well. Okay. So I want to open up to just general Q&A from the audience here, see if they have any other questions or any other conversation they want to talk about. This is your time to talk to us as well as to each other.
Can we get an update on where GAMA stands on the whole TSR thing, which seems to be kind of evolving, a little bit by the day as various people, I'm trying to understand what our current position is and how it's evolving as various people disassociate from others within the TSR and WotC universe.
Sure, thanks, Andy. We did put a statement out last week, and that TSR was not invited to come to Origins this year, part of the GAMA events. We've not changed our position on that since that statement went out last week. I have actually have not been following it because, as you said, it's been changing. There's so much of people making announcements and statements and all that. So we've stacked out our position, and GAMA is staying behind that. Is there a specific aspect of that you'd like me to address or look into?
Well, I can't say I've been following it intently, but my understanding is that the issue had to do originally with Ernie Gygax's comments. And am I mistaken that TSR has now disassociated from him?
I don't know. Like I said, I have not really been following it closely. After we made our statement, and we've kind of moved up forward as an organization. Disassociated myself from the comments he was making online a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So I couldn't be more helpful on that.
No, it's okay. And I don't have a, like I said, I don't pretend to be an expert on that whole situation. And I agree that the organization needs to take action when statements like that are made, but I just want to make sure that those will be taken against the right people and not necessarily spread to other people who may have been associated with them.
Sure, that's a good point.
Does that make
It does actually. Under the new bylaws, we
Yeah.
do have a code of conduct policy that's being created now. It's currently being vetted by the Code of Conduct Committee and the Diversity Committee to hopefully make a recommendation back to the board of directors in the next few weeks. And I mentioned earlier that we're creating a new bylaws has a process for people appealing decisions about being banned or suspended membership, that sort of thing. And so there's a process that's in place now to allow people who have that's happened, and they can actually appeal that and ask to be reinstated and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So if that decision does involve where they're not feeling that individual anymore, they want to become a member of GAMA, they can apply for that and go through that process.
Yeah, and just let me add one more thing, and this is based on my experience several decades ago. I was actually on the board of directors of the Video Electronic Standards Association, and one of the things that we had to deal with as a standards organization, which is basically a consortium of manufacturers, is having to, from a legal and a liability perspective, tread very, very lightly, very, very carefully on taking sides between members and potential members and things like that. And it's, it has to be, you really have to get legal involved I mean, I'm sure you've looked at it, but it is a lawsuit minefield for an organization that represents a group of industry people to take action that negatively affects one of them, because it can be seen to be favoritism. And there was, at least in the electronics industry, there were definitely significant lawsuits when things like that happened. So just something to watch out for.
Oh, absolutely. I'm definitely mindful. I know last week I did speak to our legal counsel about our decision around TSR. So we did definitely tend that by our legal counsel. So it is something definitely be mindful. We live in a very litigious society and age, unfortunately. So we're definitely mindful of that. And I appreciate you bringing that up. Right. Well, if there are no other questions, people are free to network and talk to each other and hang out here and visit and enjoy the networking hub. So the staff and I'll be around if you guys have any individual question you want to ask one-on-one. If you don't want to ask the full group, that's fine. Again, you're always welcome to email me or members of the staff the questions you might have. So thanks for coming out this month. I really appreciate it, and hope to see you guys real soon.